I started shouting. I was like, I'm gonna give birth! Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Aisha and today I'm going to be talking about my labour and delivery. So without further ado, I would just like to jump right into the video. I've written some notes for myself just to remind myself, because my memory, you could confuse me with a goldfish, the way our memories are set up. Okay. Okay, so before I start this video, I just wanted to include a little piece of information about this wonderful thing called hypnobirthing. Best thing ever. Okay, if you are an expectant mother, I highly advise that you look into hypnobirthing and try practicing it. It is amazing. It really helps you to calm down and keep yourself in a good mental state building up to and during your birth. Before I had Nyla, I was watching a YouTuber that I actually really admire. Her name is Emily Norris. She's an amazing mother. You know, she does all these speed cleaning videos and all this kind of stuff that just, I love cleaning videos. Anyway, so one of her videos, one of her really popular videos, was one of her doing a home birth, and this is before I even had Nyla. And I remember she was talking about how she was hypnobirthing, and when you watch her during that whole birth vlog, she is really calm. And obviously she did end up getting gas and air like towards the end or whatever, but like throughout the whole thing she kind of, I know she also had like 2 other kids as well, but she was really calm. And so I remember when I found out that I was pregnant, I thought about it after and I was like, oh, I should probably look into hypnobirthing and do it myself, because you know, it doesn't hurt. You might, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to try it. So I decided to do it. Started listening to videos on YouTube, also started downloading audio books on Audible, and honestly, I said it before and I'll say again, it's the best thing ever. I'm so glad. I learned breathing techniques and to associate birth with calmness and just control, and you kind of get yourself into a point where you decide to like let your body just do what it has to do, you know. So I took that obviously into my birth. So I'm just going to start with how my day went before I went into labor, well, or realized that I was in labor. So I'd been having Braxton Hicks throughout my whole pregnancy, from the first time that I'd realized I was pregnant till D-Day. And they'd been quite, you know, Braxton Hicksy. They were really mild, and obviously, like, you know, you can just get through them or whatever. And I remember that day I was like term plus 2 days, I think, and something, I don't know, the pains were going on and I didn't really realize until one moment I'm like, wait, like this feels like I'm having period pain, like this feels a bit more intense than a normal Braxton Hicks contraction. So I was like, okay. I told Tahib, I told him what was going on, how I felt and all that, and he was like, okay, cool, so we'll keep an eye on it. So they started to get a bit more intense throughout the day. I remember towards the evening I wanted to sleep, and by then they were quite painful. I was doing my breathing exercises and listening to my audio tape, and I'd managed to sleep that night. Yeah, I'd managed to sleep that night. So it had continued on throughout the day, the next day, and I think it was towards the afternoon evening point that I'd realized that actually, like, this is getting serious now. So of course we were still keeping an eye on it and everything, and we'd downloaded a contraction counter app. I actually had fun. I had fun counting my contractions. I was like, oh, here's one, come on, press start, let's go, okay, and done. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And I remember as well, I ended up going to the toilet, and I was sat there because it did actually kind of help, like with the pain as well. So I kind of just sat there for a little bit. Then all of a sudden I felt a pop, like you'd expect like a water balloon or something like that. Like if you held one in your hand and went, like you'd expect that that's the pop that you'd get. So that's what I felt inside. And all of a sudden I heard like a gush of water. I was like, oh, oh, guess my water. So then I came back to Sahib. I'm like, oh my god, I think my water's broke, whatever. So we decided to call the midwife, and she said that I should come and see what's going on. Obviously before we'd called her one more time before, and that was because my contractions, I was sure that this was definitely contractions. So I kind of just wanted to let them know that, you know, I might be coming to see y'all tonight, you know what I mean? So we went in, and this was around midnight, I feel like. No, I don't think it was midnight. I think it was late at night. I think it was like 10, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10. Because it was May, so it had to be late. I think it would have been around 10 o'clock because it was dark outside. And Sahib had sent his younger brother to go get my mum. So finally she got there and everything, and we were checked into the room. And my contractions were like pretty serious right now. And I was breathing through them. I was doing my thing. Sorry, I'm that type of person that likes to look around when I'm trying to remember things, so please forgive me for that. I remember there were points where I was just like, oh my god, like, is this gonna be any longer? Like, are you gonna come out soon? Like at some point I kind of wanted to give up, but then I kind of just picked myself back up, and I would like breathe. I'd listen to my tape, and I'd just be like, okay, I got this, boo. Your ancestors did this without any pain relief. You can do this, boo. You got this, girl. You got this. So I was kind of like not psyching myself out. I was kind of like being my own cheerleader kind of thing, you know. I also had my mom and my husband, and I need to know if I'm the only person that felt like this, but during labor I did not want to be on my back for 1 second, especially when that contraction was going on. No way, Jose. I had to get up. I had to either be on my side or facing, like, I sat up, you know what I mean? It was, when I was on my back, no, I don't even want to think about it. It just felt so much worse. I don't know why. I just wanted to be squatting. I wanted to be on the ball. I wanted to be on my front. I wanted to be stood up. I wanted to be led on something, but I did not want to be led down. That was my number one no. And I remember my mom was like, well, why don't you want to be on your back? Like, that's so weird. Like, it's the most comfortable position. I was like, nope. Nuh-uh, not today. I was laboring really well, thank God, and they came to check how far dilated I was. And at this point I hadn't even thought about it before, but when she asked me about like looking at my dilation and stuff like that, I decided that I didn't want to know. So I told her, please don't tell me, I don't want to know, because it might be that I'm 1 centimeter, 5 hours later I'm 1 centimeter, or I'm only 3 or 4, and that kind of makes me feel bad, and maybe my labor might regress instead of progress. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to know what's going on. Just tell them if they want to know, but don't tell me. So she told them, like, outside of the room, and we just continued going. So like I said, we got there around 10 maybe in the evening, and we'd gone on the whole day, the whole way to the morning, and I want to say around 7, 8 they started talking about maybe I should go home, or maybe, you know, because it doesn't seem like it's going to work. And I was like freaking out. I remember also they gave me cocodamol and glucose tablets, because by this point I hadn't eaten anything really throughout the night. I had no energy, and I was tired because I'd been awake for about over 24 hours. Yeah, over 24 hours, because the last time I slept was the night before. The night, you get it. So they were talking, yeah, so they gave me the cocodamol because of the pain, and then the glucose tablets for the energy. I remember I was in the bed and they were talking to me, and I was literally like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was trying so hard to keep my eyes open and I couldn't do it because I was so tired. All my energy had gone. All I've been doing was walking around, bouncing on balls, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I was really tired at this point and the pain was really like intense. I think when they'd given me the Cocodamol tablets, I've thrown up, and I don't throw up at all. You can ask my family, like I don't throw up. I didn't throw up a day during my pregnancy. So I was kind of scared because I'd thrown up about 4 times now. Like as soon as I had those tablets, they were right back up, and it just like frustrated me because I was like, oh great, no pain relief. Great, gonna do this all natural, you know what I mean? So I did that, and they came in after and they were like, look, I really think that you should go home and labor at home because it's a lot. You never know, like with labor, it's just, you just never know. I could walk out the door right now and then suddenly I'm ready to push. I could be there for another 48 hours. We don't know what's gonna happen. So she was telling me that maybe I should go home, try and get some rest, blah blah blah. In my head I was thinking, don't send me home. Please don't send me home, because I was so nervous. I knew that I had them around me, they were there, they could help me if I needed help, and instead I was gonna go home. And I don't know why, I just kept thinking that I wasn't gonna be comfortable home, because maybe because of the bed situation, but because obviously I couldn't recline the bed, I couldn't change the bed, but I could do other things. I could like get up, I could lie on my side, all that stuff. So they gave me Cocodamol and glucose tablets to take along with me to at home, so I can obviously have some pain relief if my body wanted to keep stuff down. And they'd given it to my mum, and I was like, okay cool, well, we're gonna have to go home now. So we got up, got our stuff, everything, started walking. We walked all the way to the downstairs where Say brought the car, and we got inside. From that point, I feel like from now, like in my memory, I feel like from that point things did start to get worse. No, they were getting worse in the hospital. As they were sending me home, I was getting to the point where I didn't think I was going to be able to take it. It was getting worse. They were talking to me and I was having these contractions, and I was like, this isn't bad to you? Like, this doesn't seem like I'm about to give birth, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I feel like because I was hypnobirthing, I was so calm and it didn't look like I was in as much pain as I actually was. But I was in a lot of pain. They were speaking to me, like in my face, speaking to me, and I was like, these contractions are getting worse. Like I was stood up, I'd walked out of my bed into the corridor at this point. They were talking to me, and I remember I was like, I don't think I can take this, boo. I don't think I can take this pain. I gotta do it at home with no help, with no midwives. I was so scared. Anyway, so we ended up walking out of the hospital into the car, and again they were getting a bit more worse. We got home. Luckily the house and the hospital were like literally like 5 minutes, maybe less, like distance, so that was it was good. But getting home, getting upstairs into my bed, the contractions at this point from my memory are just getting more and more intense. They are really getting intense now. And I was in my bed, and I think half an hour into being in my bed, we were watching a Rocky Balboa film, that escape movie. Oh my god, what was it? I don't think even what it was, but it's one of his movies. And I can remember, I think we got in 20 minutes, half an hour, and all of a sudden, like, things were getting intense. Like, I keep saying intense out of this movie, out of this video, but I'm telling you, the pains at this point, I felt like this was it for me. So Sahib had gone downstairs to get food, and my mum was with me, and then they swapped over. So my mum had gone to get food and Sahib was with me, and the pain was so bad. I was getting Sahib to pinch me. I mean, like, you know those like tiny little pinches that you do, those ones that really hurt, and like just pinch me and give me all your strength, because I wanted to focus on something else apart from these contractions. They were so painful. Oh my god. They were so painful. I am not sure if I shouldn't have been sent home or not. My issue is no one had checked my cervix before I had left, so I don't know how far along I was. Obviously my family didn't know how far along I was. And I feel like I wish that they had checked me before I'd gone home, just so that I could get an idea after the birth to know if I should have been sent home or not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, because the last time they checked me, what they told Sabe and my mum was that I was 2 centimeters dilated, right? And I was all the way over there. So no one had checked to see my progress after that. So I don't know if I was close then or what, but the fact that when I'd got up and left, like was leaving for the hospital, my pains were so intense and so, they've got to a point of like, they were starting to get to being really unbearable. And obviously when I was at the house and the pains, like what I was experiencing there, I could not take it any longer. I was still trying. I was still going with my hypnobirthing. I was still, oh, it's okay. And like, the whole thing with hypnobirthing is that when you're breathing and stuff like that, you have to physically relax your body. You have to make yourself kind of like just let go. And instead of, you know, when you feel pain and you tense up like this, you have to fight that urge and you just have to let the pain go through you. Like, it's not as hard. It's actually a lot more relieving. Like, you just let the pain, because you can't do anything else. You just let the pain come through. Let it do its thing. You breathe. You focus on your breaths, not on the pain, not on anything else, just being relaxed and breathing and all that kind of stuff. And that was working so well for me up to that point, that 20 minutes into the movie where I was like, I'm dying. I'm gonna die. Stuff like that. It was, oh my god. I'll definitely do it again, but it was hard. It was horrendous. And at this point now, my memory is like, it just feels like water is in, like my images are surrounded by water. Like, I can't really remember things too perfectly well, but what I do remember is that, like, when that point had hit and my pains were at that level of horrendousness, so he would call the ambulance and he wanted them to come get me because I couldn't move. I physically didn't want to get up. I don't know if I didn't want to get up or I couldn't get up. I feel like I couldn't get up because my pain, like the contractions now were like back to back to back, and I mean it stopped 5 seconds. As it stopped, I could feel it starting again. It was literally like, it would go really really intense and then it gets like less and then all of a sudden back up again. I had no rest. It was back to back to back. That's why I couldn't move, because every single time, like, I remember as well, I'd found myself stuck, let down. I was on my back. I was on my back and I wanted to move so badly, but I couldn't because I was in so much pain. And like, when you get to that point of your contractions, you can't move, you can't do anything, you know what I mean? Like, if you're walking and you're at that point, you will have to stop because your body can't do anything else, you know what I mean? So he'd called and they asked, can you see ahead? And I could not open my legs. I could not open my legs for anyone to see anything. And he was like, I can't see what's going on. And they're like, well, if you can't see ahead, we're not coming down to get her. I was so mad. I was so mad. But I was so into the birth as well that I just couldn't react to that. So I remember, I feel like he called them twice. I can't remember when the first time was, but this was the second time. And he was like, do you know what? we gotta go. I'm gonna drive you, let's go. So by the grace of God, they stopped. Like they kind of like let off a bit, and it was like back to how you'd have your contraction, have a rest, have another contraction, blah blah blah. So when the rest hit, I was like, let's go. So I remember my mother-in-law, she came and she was holding me, and she was, I think my mum was packing our stuff, getting ready to go back to the car, like what we needed. And my mother-in-law was helping me to the stairs. The way it works is our door is here, and then there's a landing, and it goes like this, and then there's like 2 stairs here, and then you go like that, and then there's the stairs going back down this way, basically. Hopefully anyone who lives in England will know what I'm talking about, because most of our house is like that. I like that. Anyway, so I was on the landing on the stairs, and all of a sudden I feel this urge to push. I was literally, the contractions came, so I stood there doing my thing, and all of a sudden I felt that feeling where, like, it's so weird to like explain, but I didn't even have control. I just literally went and I like did a little push. I was like, I'm about to give birth. I started shouting. I was like, I'm gonna give birth. I was like, I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push. And I could remember my mum and my mother-in-law, and they were like, don't, Aisha, hold on, Aisha. I'm like, I can't. And I'm like pushing as I'm like having my contractions. It's the craziest thing. I'm like, no, that's it. Right here on this stair. On this one stair here is going to be a baby. I'm not moving anywhere. This is it now. This is it. You know what I mean? By the grace of God, we get to the car. The ride was horrendous. It felt like I was there for 3 hours. I just wanted to get up, and Sabe was going over these bumpy bits and stuff like that, and I was hating him, but you know, it's not his fault. That's the roads of England, you know what I mean? Sorry, roads of Wales. And then we got to the hospital, and I was shouting. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna give birth. Ugh. And I'm like literally like as my contractions are coming, I'm like, I can, because I'm pushing. I can't help it. I am pushing this baby out. And I don't know if they called ahead, but there were like 4 or 5 midwives ready for me with a wheelchair. Sat in the wheelchair, and they wheeled me to the lift. We went upstairs. I'm there calling for pain relief. I'm like, I'm gonna give birth to this baby right now. And I remember I was looking back, like as I was in the wheelchair. I don't know how, but I think I was looking for my mom, or when I was calling out for pain relief, I don't know. But I turned around and I was like doing whatever I was doing, but I also caught a glimpse of my mum telling the midwife off because she was so mad. She was so mad that they sent me home. She was so livid. Everyone was really, but I just kind of, you know, I understand, I guess. I think I remember the conversation. The midwife said something about, oh, you're just gonna walk past us. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna walk past you. Why did you send her home? Or something like that. And I don't know, I just find it funny because I can see exactly what happened, and like, you know, I don't know, it just makes me laugh every time I think about it. But anyway, so I finally get in there, and I can see my midwife, who was, by the way, I think 8 months pregnant at this point, because there was 2 of them. 8 months pregnant, one of them was, and she was like pulling along my oxygen tank, my laughing gas. I finally get in the bed, and I'm like, okay, and I can see my bathtub right opposite me. I wanted to have a water birth so badly, but obviously it didn't work out like that, innit? Anyway, I kind of got over that real quick. Gas and air came. I sucked on that crap so hard. Oh my god, I'm telling you, the relief. I just feel emotional now. Oh my god, the relief I felt when I sucked in that air. I was going for dear life. I was sucking on that air so hard, because that, all I'm saying is, if you don't drink alcohol, if you don't smoke, you don't take drugs and stuff like that, you need to get you some gas and air when you're giving birth, because I'm telling you, boo, best birth experience. Best birth experience with that gas and air. Oh my god, every time I think about it, I'm just like, whoa. Oh, thank the Lord for gas and air. Honestly, because I was not gonna have an epidural. I was gonna have to go through that pain. So thank God for gas and air. I had that, and I was pushing. My mother-in-law told me that we got to the hospital at 11:30. So probably about, I got into the room, got my gas and air and everything, maybe like 20 minutes to 11 or something like that. Maybe even 1:45, I'm not sure. But by 12:25, my gorgeous little baby girl came into the world. Oh my god, it was the craziest experience, because I don't remember pushing that much. I don't remember. I think the first 2 pushes I was really scared about, because my whole fear throughout my pregnancy was I'm gonna tear. And I don't know why that was so daunting to me, but I was so scared. So the first 2 pushes I did were like, I was trying to like trying to push like really lightly and really short pushes so that she doesn't tear me. And I remember them saying you need to push harder. So I was like, okay, well, I need to get this baby out. If they're telling me I need to push, I need to push. So I kind of like let go. I pushed, and I remember when I got into it now, like my contractions were coming and I was pushing, and I felt the biggest relief every single contraction that came, and I pushed. It was the best feeling in the world. I don't know why. Like, I had no pain. I felt no pain whatsoever. There was no pain when it came to the pushing, and I was shocked about that because I thought I was gonna feel a lot of pain when it came to the pushing part. I was like, these are the contractions, imagine pushing out the baby. But honestly, I felt so much relief. I was so happy. Every time the contraction came, I was like, okay, here we go, guys, here we go, you know what I mean? And like, it was to the point they weren't even telling me to push, they were just letting me do what I was doing. And so yeah, by the time I'd got into my like pushing and like, you know, I had control of myself and everything that was going on, I think I remember pushing like 3 times. All of a sudden her head, she crowns. And I pushed again, and then there was a ring of fire. And I think I remember shouting out something like, ring of fire! As I was pushing. I don't know, I can't remember. Yeah, I did. Oh my god. Oh, I just want to relive that day so badly again. Oh, I can't. Anyway, so I pushed after that one more time. Like, after I felt that ring of fire, I pushed one more time, and this girl came shooting out. She came shooting out. They almost didn't catch her. She was just so fast. Everyone was so confused as to how like fast she came out. Even, well, I didn't know because this was my first baby, but my mom was like, what the hell, like that was quick. And so were they. But yeah, honestly, the best feeling in the whole entire world was when they put my little baby on my chest and I had her there, and I was like, oh my god, she's mine. Oh, it's my mommy. Oh, it's so crazy, like thinking back to how tiny she was. She was like 6 pounds, and she was so delicate and so tiny, and it's amazing. Motherhood is the best thing that's ever happened to me, literally. Like, I don't regret it a day in my life, even though I'm going to uni and it is stressful being in uni, but you know, I'm just so grateful for my daughter. I'm so grateful for my daughter. I just love her so much, and she's literally the happiest baby ever, mashallah. Just I love her. Yeah, so that is my birth story. Oh, also I had a 2nd degree tear on the inside. It was on the inside or outside, I don't know. It was the less scary one. I think it was on the outside, I can't remember. But yeah, that, can I tell you something? The worst part of the whole birth experience was the stitches. I hated it. It was painful. I'm so sorry, ladies. I'm so sorry, but it was really painful. Because after I pushed out the placenta, which I pushed like I pushed Nyla, my midwife had to like kind of clear out the rest of the placenta that was in there with some gauze. And just thinking back to it, it was the most cringiest, painful thing. Oh, ugh, I hated it. So I had to get back on my gas and air. It still didn't work. They had to numb me and yeah, stitch me up, and here I am. So that was my labor experience. I hope it was slightly entertaining. I know it wasn't very eventful or anything like that, thank god. I'm happy that I had a very easy pregnancy and labor. Yeah, if you like this story, please give it a thumbs up, and if you could also leave a comment. I'd love to hear about other people's birthing experiences, your concerns, your excitements. I really enjoyed talking to you guys, telling you my story. Please stay tuned for more videos on this channel, more family videos, husband wife tags, and you know, silly stuff like that. And also following me on my weight loss journey. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me. That's a